Last night I met a stranger and we shared an incredible evening of memories and wonder. Then at the end of the night we parted ways and we'll never meet again. I had a friendship one night stand. So last night I went to the Greek theater to see Bare Naked Ladies, Colin Hay, and Violent Femmes. I love the Bare Naked Ladies. I've listened to them since I was a kid. I was supposed to meet my friend Holly, and she was bringing a friend, but I was getting there early. So I parked, and then I got on the shuttle, get my book, and I sit down on the bus. And then this gentleman sitting across from me gets up and comes over and sits next to me and goes, "Oh, hey, can you put on my band?" So I put the wristband on for him, and then he goes, "What are you reading?" And I said, "Oh, The Hobbit." So then we started talking about The Hobbit. Then we started talking about different books we liked and movies we liked and midnight premieres. And then it was time to get off of the shuttle bus to go to the concert. And there was like an hour before the show. So he was like, "Oh, I'll just sit with you till the show starts." And we chatted for like an hour about everything because I don't know this person. So I don't need to like filter any of my thoughts. I guess not that I'm ever superficial or artificial, but I guess with a stranger, like, you can just be so honest because it's like you're talking to yourself. Does that make any sense? I just always end up worrying a lot when I'm with someone else, like whether or not they're having a good time, and I always feel like I have to be the host. I don't know, it's like sometimes you meet like a friend of a friend and you're like, "Oh, I have to get along with this person because it's my friend's friend." Or you're like talking to a coworker and you're like, "Oh, I want to get along with my coworker." I have nothing to prove to this person. Like, I'm not trying to impress this person I met on the bus. It's so weird to meet someone with no consequence of caring what they think about you. And I like to think that I really don't care what people think about me. I do make my own decisions and I don't base a lot of, like how I dress or how I act based on what other people think. But that's always there. So it was so weird to be like, whatever. I mean, if this person decides he's not enjoying this conversation, he can get up and leave. So then we listened to the first two bands. It was so wonderful to finally hear Colin Hay because I've loved his stuff for years from Scrubs. I think the thing that I'm trying to say is that this person has no preconceived notions of you. All this person knows is that I also like Bare Naked Ladies, Violent Femmes, and Colin Hay. Like that's the one thing we have in common. And then we realize, oh, we both like The Hobbit and superhero stuff or whatever it is. But he doesn't know anything about me. So it's like the only thing that this person is going to know is what I choose to tell them. And that's such a different way to meet people than when you're like introduced at a party or, like you've seen stuff on Facebook. And like we know so much about people when we go in to meet them now because of social media. And it's just so weird to have no introduction to this person. He had like way better seats than we did, but he hung out with us for the entire concert. He and I like sang along with all the words of the show, and then afterwards, we went and I stood in line and got this sweet T-shirt in the merchandise area, and then people were passing out free Coke Zeros, and so there was one that said Dreamer, and the other one said Better Half, and so he was like, "Well, which one is yours?" I was saying all night how I was the creative one, and he was very like math, science, lawyery stuff. So he was like, "I guess you're the dreamer." So he was our better half. We were like, the last shuttle, and we were like, "Wait!" And we got on the shuttle, and we were the only ones. We were like our own party bus. He walked me to my car and was like, "Well, I've escorted you to your vehicle," and I was like, "Thank you very much." And we cheersed, and I said, "Well, if you're ever in Pasadena," and he said, "I won't know how to get a hold of you." And I said, "I guess that's true." And then we just walked away, and that was the end of the night. And I think that's the best possible outcome. Okay, here's what would happen if we had exchanged numbers and stayed friends. This person lives 3 hours away. So it would be, "Oh, I heard Bare Naked Ladies song and thought of you. Oh, how fun. Hey, what are you up to? I haven't heard from you in a while." And it would eventually fade out, and I would see this person's social media, but I wouldn't actually know them. I will never know a single bad thing about him. I think friendship one night stands should sweep the nation. It's wonderful. This was my concert buddy, and that's it. The end. Goodbye. So don't be afraid to meet new people in safe environments. Don't go home or in sketchy areas with people. But in a safe environment like that, ask someone to put on your wristband and go talk to people and get to know them, and don't be killing time on your phone and exist only in this screen world. Like, meet someone around you. Single serving friends. So Nathaniel, if you ever see this, which you probably won't because that's the whole point, thank you for a really great one night stand of friendship. Okay, that's all. Meow.